If you start to see sounds and smell colors, you are definitely, as I've been for the past week, fighting the flu. And it
Ah,
was nasty.
let's go.
Please, let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning. Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up. I got to thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Oh, yeah!
Let's go, Brittany! Let's go!
All right, time to rock. Good morning. Welcome to the Manic After Flu Monday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. I want to thank everyone that had well wishes for both my wife and myself because we both were fighting the flu last week. More on that comedic experience in a moment. This first hour is brought to you in part by Invader Coffee, fuel for the fearless. You know, last Wednesday, we talked about, last Tuesday night, I beg your pardon. I was getting ready to cover a game. My wife had already been stricken with the flu. And I was getting ready to cover a game. I said, baby, I'm going to do the game. Then I'm going to come to bed. And then my body had other ideas.
The body flat out said,
"You're fired." Mm-hmm. Body said, I'll teach you to run me into the ground. And then pow. Right between the eyes. I came to bed coughing. And my wife said, you're coughing, aren't you? Yes, love. She gave a sarcastic, yay, you have it too. Oh yeah. It was bad. When you hear your wife get up, well, this is what started all the fun with the crew. The opening statement that I had comes from Droid. If you can see sounds and smell colors, you might just be fighting the flu. Droid gave us that one while I was out on an errand with Jody while we were getting more ginger ale and other supplies while being sick and everything. That one by Droid was an award winner. And the whole mind of mine went spinning. Then the trade news for Brad Marchand came down. Then free agency moves came down. And little did we realize we had turned a joke that I'd started and Droid capitalized on into a series, a la Jeff Foxworthy's You Might Be a Redneck. It has since morphed into You Might Be Fighting the Flu, and thanks to my beloved wife, Jody, and also my beloved children, it turned into You Might Be Married.
This is a series that sees absolutely no end in sight.
None. Mind you, this was not planned.
No, that's the damnedest thing. This was just off the cuff.
Yep.
It's like, wait a minute. There is some really stupid crap going on around here, and the only explanation is somebody's sick.
Mm-hmm.
Let's run with this.
Yep. And the next thing you know, it took on a life of it. It took on a life of its own.
If you thought trading Brad Marchand for a bag of pucks was a good idea, you might just be sick with the flu.
And it started with the suggestion.
Yeah.
I said we could make a series out of this. You might have the flu if. And then Shane opened his mouth to say, if bronsexuals make sense, you might just have the flu. Jody read that and went, dear God.
If you think purple and gold should be the colors of America, you might just be fighting the flu.
Thank you, Cole Johnson, for that piece of BS after the tribute to America he did. 3 years ago. 3 years ago, Cole did this piece, LeBron James Saves America, as part of Bronsexual Confessions, and all I could do was mute my microphone and laugh. I had to keep the headphones on, but I laughed hilariously for 30 minutes. It was wild. And then before we realize it morphed from there.
It took on a life of its own.
It took on a life of its own. With Big Dog saying one of where Ray Ray was crying the whole time. Yes, Victor, that one he did 2 years ago. And I was in my other office and I was laughing hysterically the entire time. Or what's the one you did? Not just if bronsexuals make sense. What's the other one you did? If you think the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl this year, you just might have the flu.
If you think the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl this year, you might just be fighting the flu. Sorry, Vic.
Which followed with that message, and also followed with a message of, I'm going to pay for that one. I know I am.
Yep. I know it's coming. I'll be sitting over on the second fairway with the rest of the Patriot fans.
If you think the Patriots are going to make a good pick in this year's draft, you might be fighting the flu.
Stop.
And off we go.
Vic saying you might just be part of the moronic republic. Dude, they've been sick for years. Okay?
They've been sick since 1995.
Last time the Cowboys were relevant.
Even then, they weren't that relevant.
Yeah, true.
They weren't that relevant because, I mean, it was Jimmy Johnson's team, but Barry Switzer was trying to run the thing.
Look how that ended.
Mm-hmm. One Bravado championship later, and he's off to the. He's done. Let's just leave it
Yep.
there. He's done. Oh gosh. Well,
This
like
is
I
what
said,
happened. This is what happens when we've got nothing going on for a few days
mhm.
and stir craziness sets in.
It was so bad for me that I, in my mind, went stir crazy, knowing I was told not to get out of bed. You know, wife gave me orders: don't get out of bed. I'm not gonna move. I didn't move. My mind was going banana nuts. Though I knew better. I knew better.
If you think trading DK Metcalf to the Steelers is a good idea, you might be fighting the flu.
If you think trading Geno Smith to the Raiders
Was a good idea.
was a good idea,
You
have
might be a
flu.
genius.
You might just be Tom Brady.
What are they going to get out at 33-year-old Geno Smith?
A quarterback that can actually maybe throw a pass. I don't know. We don't know. I don't really know the weapons in Las Vegas except Brock Bowers.
I'd rather take 33-year-old Geno Smith than 38-day-old Mayo.
This would be true.
We're not doing this
If-
again. We're not. Tanner, we're not doing this again.
Yes,
Why
we are.
not?
Yes, we are.
It is the first show back in almost a week. You're
Mhm.
not doing this, sir.
Yes, I am.
Oh, we just did. We just did.
If you think having Dak Prescott as your quarterback is a good idea, you might be fighting the flu.
Because yes,
Because,
Dak, it is you.
you.
If you thought re-signing this clown to an extended deal was a good idea, you might just be
You
fighting
may
the
have
flu.
just fought the flu and
And
lost
mortgaged and risked the farm
your entire future and the farm
for
DJ
DJ Moore. You
Then
dumbass.
you got the case of Devontae Adams.
No.
I can't do it.
Not doing it. No.
I can't do it. Oh, yes, I can. What the hell are the Rams going to do with Devontae Adams?
Two things.
Probably overthrow him.
Mm-hmm.
Miss him on an easy slot route.
Yep.
Oh, they can do a hell of a lot of things.
And all of it bad.
Yeah. Because I don't see the good in adding Devontae Adams. We'll talk more on that later.
Adding Devontae
If
Adams
you-
to the Rams sounds like one of these ideas. Because yes, Mr. Kraft, it is your. Shut up, father.
No.
Welcome back to Monday.
Yes. Welcome back to our Manic Monday. If you thought giving up on the Golden State Warriors was a good idea,
You're just an idiot if you thought that.
you're just an idiot.
If you thought giving up on the NBA was a good idea,
Actually,
you
may
might be a
smart.
genius.
You might be smart because the ratings are going through the crapper.
If you finally realize that the NHL currently has higher ratings than the NBA, you might be a genius.
I haven't watched anything of note in the past week because I've been in bed.
I've just been keeping an eye on my team, the Rockets. That's it.
They're going to get caught from behind.
No, there's no team in the West besides the Warriors that can take down the Rockets that are below them in the standings.
Okay. Good job
So-
completing your sentence.
So that means the Timberwolves, the Clippers, the Kings, the Mavs, the Suns, the Blazers, the Spurs, the Pelicans, and especially the Jazz.
No, the only team that can catch the Rockets are going to catch them. And that's a red hot Warriors team. And when I say red hot, oh brother, are they red hot. 9-1 in their last 10 games. Why don't we take a pause there and then come back and discuss that? Believe me, we're going to get to all things NFL free agency. Jay Spivey will rejoin the show. He'll come up second half of the show. But man, I got to tell you, a lot of people gave up on Golden State, except my crazy ass.
Well, because you're a fan of them.
Well, not only that, I knew something was coming. I didn't expect it to be Jimmy Butler, but I entertained the idea. We'll talk Warriors next when y'all get back. And welcome back, everybody.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code Snowman for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family, so the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BET in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digga.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meep meep of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back.
Droid and Victor called an amazing game, and we just might have our hockey pairing to our A-team hockey pairing to finish off this season and head into next year. Droid, the floor is yours. Talk about it.
Oh, Lord. So for those who don't know, I have applied to be the voice of Topeka Professional Hockey in my hometown of Topeka, Kansas. And I've lived here all my life. I mean, I still live here, man. Like that's how much dedication I have to this city. Yeah. And I've been in contact with Donald, the commissioner of the FP. He said, send me your resume over and I'll get back to you once the team is fully under operations.
What league is this in again?
The Federal Prospects Hockey League, a primarily East Coast league that is currently expanding westward.
I may need to give them a call to provide some more coverage for them.
They got an Indiana team coming.
Now I'm smiling. Go on, Droid.
But
now I'm smiling.
The game I called with Victor was the Panthers versus the Lightning, a prime rivalry game.
Oh, yeah.
A game that all Panthers and non-Panthers fans look forward to. And it was a close 2-1 game. Alexander Barkov scored 2 goals that game, and Braden Point cut the lead in half sometime around the beginning of the third. But it was just the Lightning could not do anything else. And you know, having Victor there as my color commentator, as always, you know, it's been, it feels a lot better to have a color commentator there, so you're not kind of talking to yourself the entire time. And actually, at some point during the game, I could hear him listening to Steve Goldstein and Randy Moller's broadcast. I was like, oh, he's really watching the game now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Victor's a student of the game, no matter what sport he's calling. Victor is an absolute student of the game, and I love him for that, because that was one of the first things I taught him when he said, how do I do this stuff? And I got a funny story to share with y'all before we wrap up today about how I kind of tricked Victor into calling a game, but more on that later. What's your next one, Droid?
Next game, I mean, today is a Monday, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, unfortunately, the next game, I mean, technically, you could pull Shaner in the studio if you want to call that one.
I'm in the booth tonight for a sim race.
I said tomorrow.
Tomorrow, what's tomorrow? What's tomorrow?
What the hell you got tomorrow?
Possibly the return of Brad Marchand.
Oh, crap.
Into Boston.
Panthers Bruins.
In Boston.
What's a face-off time?
That face-off time is going to be 7 p.m. Eastern. And is broadcasted on the Northeast Sports Network and also on Scripps Sports South.
Oh, crap. Now I'm really... Okay. Yeah. And you know what makes it so crazy? People have been begging me to do hockey. It's just whenever I have a hockey game scheduled, something's come up. Well, nothing's coming up tomorrow. So...
Well, to be fair, Thursday's supposed to be your hockey days, sir.
I know. What's the Thursday game?
Thursday, we got a good one. We got Panthers, Leafs. And you also got You got the revival of Columbus being a really good team now, facing Vegas at 7 p.m. Same time as the Panthers game, and at 7:30 you got Oilers Devils, the clash of two Titans in the East and West, and then you got Kings Caps also at 10:30 Eastern.
Kings Caps 10:30.
You also got a pretty solid matchup with Rangers Wild happening at 8.
Well, let me think on those games for Thursday. Victor Locke is with us from Chicago. Sick Diggy with us from Norway. Welcome to both of you, and welcome to all in the Fanatics feedback zone. Thank you for joining us this morning. Now, I tell you something before the break. Don't look now, but here come the Dubs.
Yep.
Saturday was supposed to be their undoing when they faced a team as gritty as them in the Detroit Pistons. Now, I give the Pistons all kinds of credit. They gave the Warriors hell for 48 minutes. But it was the last 90 seconds that showed you and are beginning to show you the makings of a possible dynastic return of the Warriors. Victor's right. This was the trip they were supposed to make hay on this recent 5-game trip. They went 4-1. They start out better against Philadelphia. In Philadelphia, that's a clean sweep. Then they come home. They grit one out against the Detroit Pistons. And this is a Warriors team that loves to shoot the basketball, but didn't shoot the ball well at all on Saturday until the final 5 minutes, when somehow they finally found their stride, grabbed the lead, and then it was nip and tuck the entire way. Matter of fact, Golden State started that game Saturday night with a 9-0 run. And a lot of people thought, okay, this is easy money. Let's go to bed. Wrong answer. Detroit came back with an 8-0 run of their own, and game on.
And to think that the next 6 games for the Dubs are at home.
Yep. So they got a chance to really, really make some hay these next 6 games. What are the next 6 games?
Against the Knicks. Hang on a second. It's the Trailblazers tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Kings on the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
Knicks on the 15th. Nuggets 17th. Bucks 18th. Raptors 20th. And then they're on the road for 6 as well against the Hawks, Heat, Pelicans, Spurs, Grizzlies, and Lakers.
Oh, man. The absolute wildest of the wildest of the wild.
Run the table.
But they're going to have some difficulty with a couple of these teams, because these lower level teams have a way of sneaking up on the Warriors, and that's just fact. Okay,
I could see Denver and Milwaukee giving them issues on the homestand.
Oh yeah. Jokic is nothing to play with. Giannis is nothing to play with.
And Dame's starting to look back in form too, so don't sleep on Dame either.
But back into form, that describes this current run of Golden State. As I said, 9 of their last 10.
You know why Jimmy Butler's so good now? Because he's out of Miami.
Not only out of Miami, he is getting the Kevin Durant benefit of playing with Steph and playing with Steve Kerr.
Yep.
He's getting that benefit of not having to be the guy, but knowing he can be the guy, because he was the guy Saturday night.
Yeah.
He was the guy Saturday night. He made big play after big play for them down the stretch. And there's a weapon the Warriors may be getting back very soon. His name is
Butler.
Jonathan Kuminga.
Yeah, Butler went 26-9-5 in 37 minutes in the win against Detroit Saturday.
Mm-hmm. That was a
solid stat line.
Yep. That's a 5. It was a 5-point win, 115-110. For Golden State.
Curry, of course, led the way with 32, 3, and 4.
Mm-hmm. But that was a tough, I'll tell you, that was a tough 32 points. That was a tough 32 points. But he got there. He helped get him there. And now this pairing, Jimmy Buckets and Chef Curry, is doing something no one expected to happen. And that's giving the NBA all kinds of problems, including one more fight with the Lakers this year, which if things go on this homestand and their next road trip for the Warriors' next 12, they have 6 at home and 6 on the road. If they go 10-2 in this next stretch, that last game against the Lakers just might be for the Pacific Division lead or the Pacific Division crown. I know it's major early, but remember the team that the Lakers faced early on in the year, or in the mid part of the year when the Warriors were in the slums, in the slumber. God dang it, I can't come up with the right word. When they were in their slump, that's the word I'm looking for.
I think you had it right the other ways too.
Yeah. But it's much different now. It's a much different Warrior team now. And as mentioned, they're on the verge of getting Kuminga back, which means another 20-point piece in their puzzle.
The last 6 for the Warriors, though, I'm looking at right now, and I'm a little tentative on saying Pacific Crown quite yet.
Yeah. We still got a ways. We got a month to go yet.
4 of the last 6 are at home. They got April 4th, the Nuggets, April 6th, the Rockets, April 8th on the road to Phoenix, back at home the 9th for the Spurs, on the road on the 11th for the Trailblazers, and then back at home for the Clippers to wrap up the season.
The Clippers are kind of on fire right now.
The one against the Clippers, especially after a buzzer-beating win last night, thanks to Kawhi Leonard. Leonard is out from under the shadow. Leonard is now out from under the shadow of Paul George.
Yeah, we had another Kawhi light last night.
Mm-hmm. That's a tough stretch.
These last 18 games are going to be something for Golden State. If they could pull out even 10-8 on this, they might be able to do some significant damage. But there would be a much better off going 12-6 or even 14-4 in these final 18.
In these final 18, if they go 14-4, do they have a chance to grab a top 4 seed?
That would be, let's see, they're 17 back overall. They're 5 back of the Lakers in the 2 seed right now. It could be possible because they do face all 4 teams ahead of them, Lakers, Nuggets, Grizzlies, and Rockets. They do face them in these final 18 games.
And one win against each of those teams will help in standings.
Because, let me just go back and take a look at things here. If I remember 100% correctly, they do have 2 against the Nuggets.
Yes.
They got 2 against the Nugs. They got 1 against the Lakers. So
one road with
Houston.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe they did have 1 with Memphis. Let me take a look. Yeah, they got 1 more with Memphis. So there's a possibility of picking up, 6 games right there.
I'd love for them to pick them all up. I'd love for them to pick it all up because they are hot right now. They are very hot. How big has Jimmy Butler been to this Golden State team?
Night and day difference. Night and day difference.
And a lot of that for me is attitude.
Yeah,
because
it
they
is.
were missing something. They were missing something. The Warriors were missing something after they started 12-3. And now it just seems that swagger is back for them that says, hey, we can win any type of game, any type of way. Saturday's proof of that.
Yeah, they graded out Saturday.
Yep. Detroit held them to a 90-point pace, and yet the Warriors still had 115 points. Detroit should have stolen that game Saturday night.
Yeah,
if you
and they
really want to
didn't.
be honest, Detroit was playing error-free basketball up until the final 5 minutes.
I'm actually going to tell you right now, the one game that concerned me for Golden State that it's a good thing they pulled out was the one against Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm. When Steph hit that ridiculous...
Yeah. When Steph found the fact that he still doesn't have range. He's just his range is the doggone arena. Like, forget about it.
Like I said, when Steph hit that ridiculous one.
Yeah. And dropped 40 on him.
See, the game against Brooklyn, Steph hit one of those, oh, hell no, kind of threes and walked away. They should have been blown out of the water, down 27-5 to begin the game.
They were down.
I saw that score, and I said, baby, I'm going to bed.
They were down 35-15 after one.
Yep, 35-15. I saw that alert come in.
And
I
then
saw that alert come in, and I looked at my wife, and she looked at me, and I said, I'm going to bed. She says, are you okay? No. She looked over my shoulder and saw the score. She said, yeah, you can go to sleep now. And then all of a sudden, about a half hour later, I opened my eyes to see Steph Curry hitting one of the most ridiculous shots I've ever seen him hit and walking away.
Well, the shot that Steph hit belongs in NBA 2K25. Let's be real. That's where the range was. I mean, that's one of those, you do that, someone's chucking their controller at their screen and walking away saying, screw this, I'm playing Fortnite. The game against Brooklyn proved that this team knows how to get the job done no matter what it takes.
Exactly.
They were down 20 in the first. They made up 15 points on Brooklyn in the second. They end up
a 40-point, my memory serves
quarter.
correct, a 40-point second quarter.
Yep.
40-point second quarter, folks.
And they were only down 5 at the half.
Down five at the half, and then it was game on.
Yeah.
It's like they're down 35-15 at the end of one, thinking run away, and the Warriors are like, okay, game on.
Now, let's be real. They're down 35-15 after one, and they got pissed.
Mm-hmm. They got mad. Oh, they got mad.
And then that's when Steph Curry went into his video game bag of tricks and said, watch this.
And drop that. You know, I'm going to try to find the clip during the break. We're going to get to a break now, but I'm going to try to find both clips, both television clips. The clip that I sent to the boys of Iron Eagle doing his thing, and the clip where Warriors television voice, the fabulous Bob Fitzgerald, had a equal, if not greater, reaction. I'm going to spend a few minutes fishing to find those, play those for you, and then we'll move along. This is Snowman in the Morning. I'm back, and we are too after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code Snowman for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
Do you remember our first group photo? This is it. Smiles all around, even though we were all nervous.
Who could have imagined that our first weekend together would soon turn into a lifetime of memories?
You're an amazing young man. Your brothers and sisters really look up to you. They're a big brother.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
There are so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
I ain't never felt so much love before in my life.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn. Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BT in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger. And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket. The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from car tips to hot topics to meep of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
Sports bettors, listen up. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back and in our 30th year of action. With live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds boosters, props and parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service, we got it all. And when you sign up today and use the code Snowman, you will get a 125% deposit match on your deposit. Log on to BETUS.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins. Attention sports fans, looking for the ultimate gear and apparel to show your team pride? Look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. Visit snowmanmultimediasports.com today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams and players. From jerseys to hats to accessories to collectibles, Fanatics has it all. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your game day experience. Head over to snowmanmultimediasports.com/fanatics and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics. Officially licensed everything.
It's no secret. Today's consumer wants convenience and likes things on the go. They want to be listened to and receive instant solutions to their queries. This can often make or break the customer service experience. That's why it makes convenient interactions easy for you. Whether your customers want to connect with you via text, Facebook Messenger, Google, Instagram, or website, all messages now come to the one easy-to-use inbox, so you don't have to check a dozen different sites from the platform. From here, you can send SMS or email, answer questions, schedule appointments, take payments, and close more deals simply by messaging back and forth with your customers. When someone searches for a business like yours, they will look at your reviews. So unless you have more positive reviews, they'll choose someone else. Luck makes it easy to collect hundreds or even thousands of reviews from your customers. Simply send a review invitation or create automation that requests customer reviews right after the sale, or maybe right after a service is completed. It will take them 30 seconds or less to leave the review. Now those reviews will show up on the search result and increase your ranking that matters most. Plus, our advanced reporting will show you exactly where your leads are coming from and if your website or ads are doing their job. So why are you waiting? Put your business way in front of your competitors, get more leads, convert more of those leads to paying customers by getting started with today.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
I did some digging. Then I did a little more digging. I even went into my old files and went into some of the stuff that my wife downloaded for me, because she's like, I know you're going to want to use these, even though basketball is not a sport, according to her. And she kids around when she says that because she knows me. But what I found, all you need to do is listen to the reaction of Bob Fitzgerald, the longtime television voice of the Golden State Warriors. Now, if I get lucky enough during this program and I find Tim Roy's call, I will have that too. But this is from the game against Brooklyn, in Brooklyn. NBC Sports Bay Area provides the pictures, and Bob Fitzgerald provides the sound, along with Kalena Azubuike.
9 seconds to work with, and you do have it in single digits. And that was the goal when you were down 22. Steph from midcourt. Oh, come on! Did he ghost him on that too? Oh my goodness, Curry from 45 feet. Yo, this dude is an alien. What did he just do? He had one from three-quarter court in Orlando. He's double teamed. He had nowhere to go. Steph's got 16.
How?
Look again.
9 seconds to work with, and you do have it in single digits. And that was the goal when you were down 22. Steph from midcourt. Oh, come on! Did he ghost him on that too? Oh my goodness, Curry from 45 feet. Yo, this dude is an alien. What did he just do? He had one.
Perfect question. What did he just do?
This is stuff that would leave people. What?
Did you hear Bob Fitzgerald's reaction to that shot?
Yes. Yes. This. Run that back one more time.
Here it is.
9 seconds to work with, and you do have it in single digits. And that was the goal when you were down 22. Steph from midcourt. Oh, come on! Did he ghost him on that too? Oh my goodness, Curry from 45 feet. Yo, this dude is an alien. What did he just do? He had one from three-quarter court in Orlando. He's double teamed. He had nowhere to go. Steph's got 16.
I love what was said. Yo, this dude's a maniac.
Iron Eagle said 3 simple words. A cheat code.
Like I said, this dude's range is NBA 2K levels. It's like he's got the sliders cranked all the way down.
He could hold his range. Matter of fact, Shane's not going to like me for this, and this wasn't planned, but screw it.
Okay.
Dear NBA, can y'all finally give Stephen Curry his flowers? You know, as much as you want to say another player who shall remain nameless until Wednesday influenced the game, no, he hasn't. You want to know who not only has influenced the game but changed the game forever? Take a look.
9 seconds to work with, and you do have it at single digits. And that was the goal when you were down 22. Steph from midcourt. Oh, come on! Did he ghost him on that too? Oh my goodness, Curry from 45 feet. Yo, this dude is an alien. What did he just do? He had one from...
I again reference Iron Eagle. When Curry let that go on the Yes Network call for the Nets, Iron Eagle, when Curry let that go, says, "Oh," and then it falls in, and you just hear at the top of his lungs, Iron Eagle scream, "Ridiculous!" Because it was. You know how many kids are going to try that now? Mark Jackson's been saying it since he coached him. You know how many kids are going to show up wanting to shoot threes now instead of just doing the fundamentals? But with Curry, it started with his fundamentals. And the fundamentals started with his dad. Yeah, I'm putting a little emphasis on that. When you put in the work, you get the results. When you get the results, you get the accolades. But in Steph Curry's case...
Go ahead and take the camera. Take the camera. I know where this is going. Take the camera.
In Steph Curry's case, he not only does not get the accolades, though he got the results, he gets the hatred. Give me this camera, goddammit.
I told you to take the damn camera.
You want to tell me how you know who in purple and gold has influenced the game in 22 years? Let me answer that for you. He hasn't. You want to know how a certain little fellow, 6'3", 190, out of Davidson, North Carolina, influenced the game forever? I've always said this about Wardell Stephen Curry II, and I will continue to say it. And for a certain group, you better listen carefully. Steph Curry changed the game forever by doing one thing. He took an anomaly and turned it into a weapon. Listen again. He took an anomaly and turned it into a weapon. Period.
His normal threes are absolute daggers. That three he launched in Brooklyn was an MF and nuke.
That three he launched in Brooklyn won them the game. That three he launched in Brooklyn won the Warriors the game. How can I say that? Because the Nets had all of their energy sucked out of them.
Yeah, that's when you see the RNG bar just go.
You know who did that a lot back in the day? Julius Erving did that. Magic Johnson did that. Abdul-Jabbar did that. Larry Bird did that. And you already know the other name I'm going to bring up.
The true 23 king.
Oh, and behind him, Kobe Bean Bryant did that.
Oh, yeah. So we're talking about Curry, right?
Yes, sir.
You want to know something? I'm playing 2K16, and guess who I have to guard?
You ain't guarding his ass.
No. You may as well just put the controller down and walk away.
And this is in the player career, which is the last game where the player career actually was relevant.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. I'm gonna be a little cocky when I say this. I can't guard Curry, and Curry can't guard me.
Well, that's because Curry's defense went up back in 2020, and then it just became ridiculous afterwards. That's the one thing that Curry actually improved on.
But here's the thing: you got to realize in 2K, you start at what, like a 57 overall when you get to the NBA.
Roughly.
Mm-hmm.
You're realizing that Curry at a 93, which is I think is peak overall in 2K
until recently.
Like this is still young Curry.
Mm-hmm.
His peak overall was 93, and a 57 overall is trying to guard him.
Forget it.
Put the controller down.
Just forget it. Just put it down and take the road that I took. Walk away.
Stop it. Get some help.
Because you can't explain to me who else has affected the NBA in the last 20 plus years by using one fundamental, a jump shot.
No, you can't. Kobe's way of redoing things in the NBA was work ethic. Steph, all Steph's done is, like I said, thrown daggers and nukes at everybody, and for some strange reason, they all seem to be dropping no matter where he's launching them from. Dude could be all the way out in flipping China and launch one and still drain it.
Guangdong Tigers. Who he play for?
Thank you, Charles. But
and I love how Shaq wrote it out in Mandarin too. That was the funniest part of that bit.
Yep.
The thing is, on that call that you played, you hear the reaction from the Bay Area commentator just go, "Oh, come on!"
Mm-hmm.
That's what everyone's doing when it comes to Steph. He's the reason so many people, whatever they're holding, whether it's a remote, their phone, what have you, when they're watching the game, just flip it and discuss like, I can't believe he's doing this to us.
How do you think I feel when I first was watching Connor Bedard? I believe back when he was in the O, like watching him back in those Canadian hockey leagues. He's a whole different breed of an individual. But now he's in the big leagues. He's no longer on the Pete's. He's in the N. And I'll tell you right now, he is going to be something bigger than all of us.
That he is.
But he won't be no Gretzky.
Ain't no one going to be no great one.
Doesn't have
Except Ovi, because he's like right behind
skip
right
Ovi.
behind Gretzky.
Ovi is Ovi.
No, he's
carving
not.
his own path. Gretzky is Gretzky. Super Mario is Super Mario.
But I'll tell you this.
Yamir be Yager.
Ovechkin will be, and I will preach this, the greatest goal scorer of all time.
But he ain't Gretzky. And never will be. Because Ovi, and I'll say it again, is carving his own path.
Droid, you just said it. You just said it. Ovi may be the greatest goal scorer. Gretzky was the greatest point scorer.
But here's my problem with that. You're looking at Ovechkin, who's about to tie Gretzky in the modern era of goaltenders, where you got goaltenders making behind the back saves.
Oh,
behind the back, on their ass, kicking a leg out 60 degrees sideways.
Name me one goaltender that could do stuff like that in Gretzky's era. I'm not going to diminish Gretzky.
I'll give you two of them. I'll give you two. Matter of fact, I'll give you three of them: Corey Crawford, Grant Fuhrer, and Eddie the Eagle Belfour.
Corey Crawford not playing Gretzky's era.
I've seen it on a nightly basis. When I first got into hockey, I've seen goaltenders make. Matter of fact, I'll give you a three-time Conn Smythe Trophy winner, Patrick.
But you're missing what I said. I said name one goaltender in Gretzky's era.
I just did
do stuff like that.
I just did. His teammate Grant Fuhrer.
I'll give you one. The Dominator.
Dominic Hasek.
Dominic Hasek. Grant Fuhrer.
As soon as Hasek got into the league, the production of Goals from Gretzky slowed down after Hasek got in the league.
Quiet. I'm talking.
Oh,
I'm
hell.
just being truthful.
I was about to say, oh, hell, don't tell me the commissioner's showing up.
No. No commissioner today. Anyway, the point I'm making is no one since Kobe Bryant and all before him has changed the NBA the way Stephen Curry has. Isn't it time that we finally gave him his just due? Though to a certain group, they never will or want to because never mind. I'll leave it there and I'll say the rest on Wednesday. That's Snowman's take. What's yours? Free agency frenzy, and I mean just that, is next. Back in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code Snowman for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family, so the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BT in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meat of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, Sleet or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Big East Women's Championship will be decided tonight as the 2-seeded Creighton Blue Jays take on the top-seeded Connecticut Huskies, and a ticket to the dance is on the line. We'll start the party at 6:30 with the pregame show, and the tip-off from Connecticut will be at 7 p.m. RC, the Iowa UCLA guy, says, I don't give a flying hoot nanny about LeBron passing MJ and Kareem, or if Juju and Hannah Hidalgo passes Caitlin's record, which they won't. And again, the reason why I just commented above, which is just passing a record don't mean much. Plenty of stars pass records. Ain't that the truth? Which is how this discussion got started. But it's how impactful that the person behind the record was that matters. And the lone example, even I'm going to cringe when I say this, but truth is truth. The lone example I can give you to fit that statement would be Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And the reason the reason I playfully say that I cringe when I mention Tom Brady. Look, Shane, how many fights have we had over 11 years? Yeah, stop counting.
Enough.
Yeah. Back to the first time I ever had Shane O'Mac on the show. And I'll never forget the first thing he said to me. When I had him on the program, I welcomed him, and he said, why are you talking about my Tom Brady? And then I set Shane off into a fit of giggles when I said, who? He dropped the headset and walked off.
Yep. That tends to happen at least once or twice a season, if not more.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Lordy. Anywho, free agency signings, NFL style.
Oh, God, there's been way too much going on.
Myles Garrett is not leaving the Browns after all.
That's a mistake in its own right. I mean, come on. If Drew Carey got out of Cleveland, don't you think everyone else would want to?
You would think. You would think.
If you thought staying in Cleveland for your career was a good idea.
You're sicker than a dog. Okay, let's just.
Your agent needs to be fired.
Mm-hmm.
All right. DJ. Oh, yeah. No, I still got DJ Moore's crap going here. DJ Metcalf. Well, I mean, as we all know, that DJ Moore is the biggest mistake Chicago had since McCaskey actually ended up running the team.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Metcalf is expected to sign a 5-year, $150 million contract with Pittsburgh.
A 5-year, $150 million. Did I get the number right? 5 years, 150.
5-year, 150. And Droid, I think you were looking for this.
Go.
That too.
Listen.
Stop the cap.
Are you kidding me? I'm not logged in, so
5 years, $150 million. You sure we're not talking about Paul Allen's liquor bill the last few years? Or a therapy pill is on top of
What
it?
about Paul Allen's liquor bill when they play the Detroit Lions?
Five years,
5 years,
150 million
for Pittsburgh.
If you thought this contract was a good idea, you might just be Snoop Dogg.
What
Yes, ladies.
in the all types of blue hell?
I'd go further, but I don't want to get in trouble.
Vic, it's more than likely Russell Wilson throwing to him, not Justin Fields.
I don't think either of them is going to throw to him.
You think they're both going to get hightailed?
I think both are going to take the Nestea plunge. Khalil Mack is returning to the Chargers.
I mean, could be worse.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it could be Aaron Rodgers signing with Pittsburgh worse.
Oh, dear God.
Oh, dear God.
Oh, here's an oh, dear God for you. Hassan Reddick will not return to the Jets. Instead, he's going to take a 1-year, $14 million deal with Tampa Bay.
Oof.
Which means he'll have fresh legs and a lot to offer the Buccaneers.
Well, I don't see that being a bad move.
Kevin Brown stays home in Arizona on a 2-year, $11.5 million deal. But there's one defensive end that's up for grabs. And that's Grady Jarrett, formerly now of the Falcons.
I could see him ending up out west somewhere.
Yep. And you know I'm licking my chops to say it.
Greedy little son of a... Anyway.
Hey!
Greed.
Hell, we could have 2 big moves. Confirmed by the end of the day.
Greedy.
One is Grady Jarrett. Shut up, Victor. One is Grady Jarrett, and the other, last name Bosa.
Oh, dear God, if you end up getting the other Bosa.
Why are you cussing on my show?
Last thing San Francisco needs is greed.
Well, from what I read late last night, very, very late, I was supposed to be asleep, but I read this. There may be a deal imminent as soon as tomorrow for Joey Bosa.
Well,
which will take the Niners out of the receiver market.
Yeah.
Part one, even though they do have cap space freed up now in the wake of Deebo Samuel going to the Redskins. And also, it puts them in a better position to pay Brock. Shore up the positions that need shoring up now. They already signed 2 years ago. They already signed Nick Bosa to a 4-year extension. McCaffrey's on the second year of his 2-year extension, and there's a third year built into that.
True. This would also give San Francisco the opportunity to draft what they need instead of worrying about going through free agency.
And they have one more big free agent to keep. His name is Dre Greenlaw. That's a big piece.
Greenlaw needs to be re-signed by San Fran for them to have a shot at anything.
Mm-hmm. Because I stayed true to my statement that I uttered during our broadcast of the Super Bowl. Had he not been injured, we'd have won that in regulation.
So with
Greenlaw was a one-man wrecking crew on that defense against Kansas City's run game.
So my eyes have seen something that need to be bleached.
Oh, no.
With Geno Smith leaving Seattle,
Mm-hmm.
apparently Pittsburgh ain't the only landing spot possibly for Rodgers.
Oh, crap.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers in Seahawk green.
This makes my eye hurts.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Agreed. Oh, wait a minute. You know who's on the market that the Niners could scoop up for a minimum? Wide receiver wise?
Try me.
Cooper Kupp.
Oh, if Cooper goes to San Francisco, you guys are set. I mean, let's be real. We all know Cooper will end up in the
Just give him the Lombardi. Just give him Lombardi. If they sign Cup, just give him it.
I mean, if Cooper ends up in San Fran, you know he's going to end up playing slot more than likely.
Yeah. He's going to take Debo's spot with no problem.
Exactly. And if they get him on a minimum, oh boy. Let's see. Pittsburgh is also eyeing possibly Sam Darnold.
Wait, who?
Yeah. Where Pittsburgh is looking at possibly making an offer to Darnold.
How big of an offer?
No word yet, but knowing what he's probably going to be asking, looking at probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, maybe north of 110, probably, maybe more for him.
For Sam Darnold.
For Sam Darnold.
Chris,
what in the all types of blue hell
is that? Oh boy.
And to think that his possible replacement
has gone wild.
And to think that his possible replacement in Minnesota
is JJ McCarthy.
Not just that, but there's also possibility of Daniel Jones.
Oh no. Press that button. Glass break.
No.
No.
Forget the glass break.
We can't forget. No.
This one.
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
Yeah, looks like if I'm looking at things correctly, according to Schefter, Mac and the Chargers reportedly agreed to a 1-year, fully guaranteed $18 million deal.
Oh no! You know who else is looking at Aaron Rodgers?
Who?
Pittsburgh.
Bitch, are you for real?
Exactly.
Aaron Rodgers to Pittsburgh.
English, do you speak it?
Aaron Rodgers to Pittsburgh.
Stop the cap.
Actually, you know what?
I'm getting too old for this.
Just
stop the cap.
Please
stop the cap.
Just
stop the cap.
Who does anyone? You know what? Better question is, really think this is a good idea? The answer would be,
if you think this is a good idea, I have a question for you.
Why the you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my gosh, stop lying. Oh.
If you think that this is a good idea, you might be fighting the flu.
What? What?
how'd I know that was coming?
Which one? Which one?
All of it.
Why the you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my gosh, stop lying. Always lying too.
If Aaron Rodgers ends up going to Pittsburgh, they're going to be taking a whole. If Aaron Rodgers ends up in Pittsburgh, they're going to be taking a whole lot of these this season.
Just Aaron Rodgers in the league.
Ew.
Stop the cap.
In lighter news, Josh Allen got paid
$300 million or north
Six-
of.
6 year, 330, 250 guaranteed.
Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch, you just got your answer.
What was the question?
How much to pay Brock? The Bills are paying that kind of money to lock in a quarterback that's come short of the Super Bowl every year that he's been in the league. And on 2 occasions, got them to the AFC Championship. No success. Now, I know Maggie Gray, who is one half of the host of Maggie and Perloff, which is a guilty pleasure, which that show is a guilty pleasure of mine, is over the moon excited because she's a big-time Bills fan. I get it. You lock in Josh Allen just like you locked in Jim Kelly. They still have a few pieces needed, though, to really compete.
Looking over the Myles Garrett deal,
Man, look.
$40 million a year and $123.5 guaranteed
for 4 years, right?
And to think that this is coming from a guy who was wanting to get the absolute hell out of Cleveland. My brain hurts.
You call this a mega deal? That's what they're calling it.
I call it a mistake.
4 years extension on top of 2 years of roster control the Browns already had. 40 per year, $100 million in cash to be paid out in the first 3 years of the contract. 88.8 in new guaranteed money on top of the guaranteed money that Garrett was already owed. And then 3 extra words. No trade clause.
Dear ownership of the Cleveland Browns.
You fired.
You fool! You fool! You fool! You fool! You fool! You fool!
I think we need a break.
You fool! You fool! You fool!
After this,
you fool!
Booty!
Got me up.
After this,
Booty!
we'll be back after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
People tell me how lucky my daughter is to have been adopted. But really, we're the lucky ones. Learn more at adoptuskids.org.
This planet has been great to me. It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crown they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can be the black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back.
This portion is brought to you in part by SeatGeek. Use the code Snowman for $20 off of your first purchase. That's only through the power of SeatGeek, where fans can fan. Speaking of fans, Jay Spivey joins us from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. How are you, sir?
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
What's happening, Jay?
All right. We're going to do something that many other shows won't do. Baseball. Lots.
You mean the sport that ESPN's getting rid of?
Yep.
I was also
Why
about
are they
to say
doing
what?
such a dumb thing?
What'd you say?
Why are they doing such a dumb thing?
It's not ESPN. It's baseball's getting rid of them. They're not happy with with the little coverage they're getting.
Now that's saying something.
And it's true. They have next to no coverage of baseball in there.
This is true.
I mean, they have Sunday night, and that's about all they discuss on it. All the chit chat shows never talk about it. They have no shows devoted to it.
It wasn't that long ago when ESPN had what, 3 or 4 nights of coverage a week.
Easily. And they had baseball night on every night.
Yeah.
And they had shows devoted to it.
Mm-hmm.
Now all they literally only talk about NBA and NFL. That's it.
Well, that ain't us. We're talking some baseball here, and we always will talk baseball here. And it's so crazy to me because a lot of my broadcast career was shaped on Sunday Night Baseball with John Miller and Joe Morgan.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That coverage, I think, of baseball went down when they got jettisoned.
Mm-hmm.
When they got rid of John Miller and Joe Morgan as the number 1 Sunday Night Baseball team, and nothing against Dan Shulman or anyone else who's filled that seat, but John Miller and Joe Morgan were the staple of Sunday Night Baseball and the staple of their baseball coverage, period.
Of all of them, the one they have now is the worst. Carl Ravitch is not good.
Carl Ravitch is a studio host.
That's exactly right.
That's where he belongs.
He is not a play-by-play guy.
And they barely talk about the game anymore. It's hard to watch it. I usually mute the Sunday night game because it's either they got on-field interviews with guys that are mic'd up,
which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Nothing but analytics all game long.
It's the stupidest addition they made were the on-field interviews.
I hate them. Who cares?
I hate the fact
I don't
that
care
they
what
do
you
those
had for breakfast this morning.
Mm-hmm. You need to play. You need to concentrate on the field.
You know it's rough when the biggest network is getting outdone in their coverage by the locals.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And somehow the local networks took a bath and are continuing to take a bath because now Bally Sports is now FanDuel Sports Network. We don't know what's going to happen with baseball, and it seems like baseball is being shoved aside by all the networks, doesn't it?
Oh, that's a major issue. I've been reading a lot about this. It's a mess.
It is.
It's wrong.
It's an absolute mess.
When Fox Sports, when Fox Sports regionals went away, that really flushed baseball coverage as we knew it down the toilet.
Yeah.
It flushed it down the toilet because now, and Jay, you and I talked about this a lot, there was no, what's that little word I'm looking for? Consistency with baseball coverage.
Well, there's not. I mean, I'll give you 2 examples of where I live. We're getting to the point here once the season starts in a couple weeks where unfortunately, FanDuel now will compete with the Hornets and the Hurricanes, and they get first rights. They get first rights. So the Braves, that means the Braves games several of them will not be on the first part of the season because Hurricanes, like if the Hurricanes and the Hornets play the same night as the Braves do, the Braves will be shunted away. The other thing is this stupid blackout law that Major League Baseball has.
Yeah, that's
dumbest.
I live in an area that cannot at all get Orioles or Nationals coverage because they say we're in a Nationals and Orioles area. I haven't seen a Nationals and Orioles game in years. On Mass. I don't get Mass. We don't get Mass in here.
No. Nope.
So how's that a blackout?
I don't know how that's a blackout. I mean, there are a couple of streaming services that I subscribe to here in Southern Indiana. And even then on some nights when I want to see different teams play, they're blacked out.
Yep.
Because of where I live. I'm in the middle between Indianapolis and Kentucky and Louisville, Kentucky. And if I'm not close to Indy, I'm an hour away from Indy. If I'm not in Indianapolis, then I won't get Pacers games, nor will I get any games close to my hometown of Chicago. And because I'm also down the way from Louisville, stemming back to the National Football League season, we get more Bengals games here than we do Colts games. So I've had to rely on streaming services for the baseball games that I cover and call. And it's stupid.
It seems to be the way everything is gone these days. It's gone full-blown streaming. I mean, in essence, when it comes to sports, cable be damned.
Well, I got no problem with that, but it shouldn't be the only amount of coverage you get because
true.
Not everybody 20 or 25 years old is watching sports.
No, they're not. They're watching everything else but sports. Believe
me. I mean, if I have to, I will, but I can't stand watching sports on my phone. Can't stand it.
I can't do it either. I can't stand it either.
I mean, it's just, I can't do it.
No, it's just wrong.
And that's why lately I've begun to leave everything sports-wise here in my office and go to bed.
Pretty much once baseball starts, whether they're playing well or not, I mean, almost every night during the year, during the season when the Braves are on, I'm going to watch them unless I have something else that I have to do work-wise or something. Even if I miss part of the game, I'm going to watch part of it, the other part of it. And I'm not going to sit there on my phone for 3 hours and watch a game. I just cannot do that.
I can't either.
No.
Believe me, when I was in the hospital, I tried several. When I lived in North Carolina, I tried several times on my phone to watch a baseball game, and I couldn't do it. I wound up putting on an audiobook and going to bed.
It's ridiculous what has to be resorted to these days.
Now you get Nesson up your way, Shane D. Not?
Yeah, we do.
You get you get Nesson.
And I'm sure as heck don't want to watch any part of any Hornets game. They're so awful. What's the difference?
They're god awful, man. And they won't even lift the blackout for a Braves game. That could easily
They're the third option once the season goes.
Oh my God.
Because we're barely in, if you look at the map, we're barely in the Braves area. Barely.
Yes.
And that's just stupid. Nobody's rooting for the Nationals in North Carolina.
Nope.
You know, it's funny. It's funny. You just brought up, Brian, the fact that with me getting Nesson up here. Not only do we have Nesson, but we've also got Nesson Plus, which if there's a conflicting game between the Bruins and Red Sox, the original story it'll go Bruins first, which means the Red Sox will get put on Nesson Plus. But I was flipping around yesterday during a caution for the Cup race at Phoenix, and the Sox had a spring training game. I found the damn thing on the CW because Nesson had everything else going on. Local
That's
coverage
sort of what
put
I'm
the
going with.
game
So
on the
what do they do up
CW.
there if the Sox and Bruins and Celtics are playing at the same time?
The Celtics are on NBC Sports Boston.
So that's how they do it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how they do it in Chicago with the Chicago Sports Network, which was NBC Sports Chicago, but that got bought out.
Well, I had this come. This happens all the time this time of the year. But I had this come up, and I actually called Spectrum, which is my cable provider, and they said, "Well, you need to go to a sports bar somewhere and watch the Braves play." Well, what kind of stupid answer is that?
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
Wow.
They told
That's
you to
what you
go
told
to
me?
a sports bar.
Well, that's why.
And I haven't looked that closely at the schedule coming up here once the season starts.
Mhm.
But I guarantee it's going to happen a couple of times before the NBA and NHL season ends. I guarantee it will.
I know it. I know it is. I know it is. I know it is. I know it is. I knew a lot of, besides you, Jay, when I lived in North Carolina, I knew a lot of Braves fans that were angry for the same reasons. Like, why are we not getting our games? Here's your answer.
It's stupid. It's what
I couldn't care less about watching the Hornets, especially this time of the year.
Mm-hmm.
They're terrible.
This time of year, it's all about the Hurricanes and getting to the Braves.
You know,
It should
I
be
got
Braves and the Canes anyway.
right. I'll give you a funny blackout story.
Okay.
Again, this happened last week. I'm flipping through, and this was Thursday night coverage for TNT and basketball, and it was the Sixers and Celtics on TNT.
Yeah.
I went to flip over to it because, I had nothing else going on. It said, because of contractual agreement, local blackout in place. So they had it on because it was on NBC Boston. The bigger coverage from TNT got blacked out for local coverage on Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that about a bitch?
So the TNT call
was blacked out.
Blacked out
for the local coverage on CSN Boston, or now NBC Boston.
Explain that one.
And the worst part about the NHL season, I can't watch Avalanche games, Stars games, or Blues games because I'm in a triple blackout area. I mean, in the state of Kansas, we have a triple blackout. So we are blacked out of Dallas games, blacked out of Colorado games, and we're blacked out of St. Louis games.
I'm in Southern Indiana, and somehow I'm blacked out from watching the Blackhawks.
And I'm going to tell you this. St. Louis makes sense. It's like, I think 3 hours away.
Mm-hmm.
Denver makes sense. It's about maybe 4 hours away. Dallas makes no sense. You want to know how far the drive to Dallas is from my city?
10 and a half, 11 hours.
miles, 7 hours and 23 minutes with tolls.
And you're blacked out of Dallas games.
I'm blacked out of Stars games.
A bigger question is, why is this 2025 we're having to deal with blackouts in any league?
Thank you.
Greed.
Thank you.
Thank you. And the NFL at least got it right by putting every game on a national television network. So you can eventually find it.
Yeah, but nowadays to find all these other games, you either need to have like MLB, the actual MLB network, or all these streaming services to find any of this crap.
Yeah. I went pure streaming. I went pure strength.
We here in Topeka got a thing called WIBW, and that's where we get all our Jayhawks games, our Chiefs games, our K-State games. All of your games are broadcasted on WIBW.
I'm familiar with WIBW. Speaking of baseball, what do you think your Braves are going to do this year, Jay?
Well, until they get these injuries fixed, this going to be. I mean, we're probably looking at late May, early June for Acuna's back. Strider's still not even throwing yet, really. I mean, all these injuries. I mean,
Strider at all this year?
No, he's going to pitch, but he just hasn't pitched much at all during the preseason.
Okay.
I mean, I heard this morning it's probably going to be May before he's back. And Acuna is going to be probably late May, early June.
Mm-hmm.
Profar, who they just got in the trade, just broke his wrist the other day, so he's out 6 weeks. Sean Murphy's out 6 to 8 weeks, so we're got the injury bug again already, and the season hasn't even started.
Right.
Now I have to.
I mean, it's hard. I understand getting hit by pitches. I get that, but very rarely do you hear guys breaking a rib in baseball. Sean Murphy got hit by a pitch last week, and he's out 6 to 8 weeks with a broken rib.
Jeez.
Yikes.
Had to catch him in that one slot that anything hits there breaks something.
Mm-hmm.
And they chose to keep him, which they spent an arm and a leg getting him in a trade a couple years ago, instead of keeping Travis d'Arnaud for $8 million in the club option.
Mm-hmm.
And let him walk and go to the Angels for nothing. I would probably pick them third in the division. A lot of people have them winning the division. I don't see how that's humanly possible. I mean, some people have them as like the second or third option in the World Series. I just don't see that happening.
They have them what? Second, third World Series option? What?
Yes, I've seen that by a number of people. I just don't see it. I just don't
Something
see it.
that makes me super happy this
They
year
did
is that
nothing in the
Royals...
offseason, did absolutely nothing because
nothing.
Did nothing. The only thing they did was get Profar, and now he's hurt.
And you don't know when you're going to see him.
You're probably looking at least May before he's back.
Wow. That's wild.
I mean, if he's out 6 to 8 weeks, that's at least the end of April.
Mm-hmm.
And they did nothing in the offseason. So how, granted, I know they had 1 million injuries last year, but still, Acuna's nowhere to be found.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to take their time with him because of how much he struggled the last time with an torn ACL. I just don't see it. I don't understand. And they're pitching. Freed's gone. Charlie Morton's gone, even though he's 80 years old. I mean, who's pitching?
You missed that stability in your lineup.
Who's pitching?
You missed that stability in your lineup.
So meanwhile, you got the Mets and the Phillies. And I mean, I don't care what people say. The Nationals are going to be much better.
I believe it. They were starting to show signs last year.
So you're going to have to you're going to have to win probably 14 or 15 games at least against the Marlins to even compete, because the Marlins are going to be terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible. They act like they don't even want to try to compete this year.
That's just the Marlins, though.
Well, that's the Marlins. Yeah,
Right.
that is true. That's the Marlins being the Marlins.
It's the Marlins.
The only good team in the Miami area right now, you could argue the Dolphins, but the Florida Panthers are by far
Absolutely.
the easy choice for best team in Miami right now.
Absolutely, it's the Panthers.
And Matthew Tkachuk was even voted one of the best athletes of Miami this year.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to know who won that? Somebody who's not even in Miami anymore, Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
And you talk about somebody who doesn't know how to run a team at this point. What are the Stars doing by raising ticket prices next year? I'm sure the Mavericks. Mavericks.
What? You know what? The Mavericks are.
You just trade your best player ever away, probably, if not right up there.
Yeah.
Franchise player.
And then you raise your ticket prices. What a slap in the face to your fans.
2 slaps in the face. 2 slaps in the face. Because you basically are telling your fans you don't care about what they want, so you trade Luka, and then you also are saying all we want is money, so you raise the ticket prices.
Mm-hmm.
Yuck.
Well, I know he's still technically part of the team, but I just don't see this would have happened when Mark Cuban was the majority owner.
No, Cuban wouldn't have done that. Luka would still be in Dallas, and the ticket prices would be
absolutely
where they are, if not even a little bit lower.
Well, you certainly wouldn't have traded Luka for Anthony Davis.
Oh,
who's
God,
always
no.
hurt.
That's how
Anthony Davis right now is being held together by Bondo and super glue.
And the super glue is old and it's starting to wear.
He's always hurt.
And he's going to remain that way.
I don't
If they
even think
give
he's
him
played
an
a full
extension,
season.
if they give him an extension, even if he doesn't come back this year, I'll be surprised.
When is that game? Is it April 9th when the Lakers play at Dallas? I think that's
believe
what
it
I heard.
is.
Well, give me a
Boy,
second.
I can't wait for that one. I think it's April 9th.
We will find out here in a moment.
Yeah, it's
yes.
April 9th. It's April 9th.
It will be Boo City.
Yes, it will be.
And I still don't think the Lakers are going to last that long.
No, they won't.
Now, with these 2 ball hogs, I mean, they're doing great now. Don't get me wrong, but guess what? LeBron's injured again.
He's out a week to 2 weeks of the growing. And I am so sick. I know I keep bringing this up. I am so sick of this argument about his being the GOAT. He is nowhere near being the GOAT.
Please say that again.
He's just not.
He's not.
I don't even think he's number 2 or number 3.
Me neither.
He ain't in the top 5. Let's be real.
There's one GOAT. His name is Michael Jeffrey Jordan. It's not LeBron.
And it never will be LeBron.
I'm so tired of this debate every freaking day.
You can surpass all the records you want. But as RC said earlier in the chat, it's the impact that determines a player's GOAT status. And if you can't, and you cannot tell me that Michael Jordan did not have an impact on the NBA since his first appearance in 1984.
It's not even just the NBA; he had an impact on culture.
Yep.
And I just don't. I mean, he's got a little piece of it, but LeBron doesn't really have a huge impact on the culture.
No, he doesn't.
And I'm sorry. I mean, I know a lot's changed in terms of coverage and watchability and stuff like that, but it was appointment viewing to watch the Bulls.
Yes, it was.
It doesn't matter who they were playing.
We had WG. I was going to say we had WGN coverage up here in Maine.
We did too here down here.
And I was watching Michael play.
It could be a snowy Tuesday night, and you still had 99.9% of the country watching Bulls games.
It wouldn't matter who they were playing.
It didn't matter. It did not matter. Even before the Bulls made the switch broadcast-wise from WFLD to WGN to garner larger coverage, it was still appointment viewing because there were stations that were carrying Bulls games, like I said, when they were on WFLD, because WFLD had patch-ins to other parts of the country.
And the other thing is, other than the year he broke his foot, he played almost every game every season. You don't see guys doing that now.
Yep.
By the way,
you could, I mean, if you're going to a Bulls game, and say if you're going to a Bulls game and who knows, like the Pacers or playing a Western team, Well, we only get to see him play once a year. You knew he was going to be there.
Here's the thing dealing with that, and I just checked this out. The 1998 NBA Finals averaged an 18.7 rating and 29 million viewers on NBC. That's on average per game.
Yeah, keyword average. You can't argue that LeBron's the greatest of all time. He's nowhere close.
Well,
he's nowhere close.
I don't care what age you are. If you're saying that, you don't know what you're talking about.
And you don't. And I'll repeat what everybody else has said to me when I make the Michael Jordan argument and put facts behind it. If you're saying LeBron's the greatest, you don't know basketball.
Nope.
Because you can't say LeBron is the greatest when he has not done something that Michael Jordan has done 3 times. Lead the league in scoring and lead the league in steals.
By the way, to further back that up, the lowest rated and least watched games, that rating wise, 2020 games 1 through 3, and who were the 2 teams in the finals?
Lakers and Heat.
That says it all.
That says everything.
And to back that up, all this argument that that the resurfacing the Lakers and the Warriors has helped the NBA this year. And what Charles Barkley said last week is 100% correct. Said more people need to be paying attention to the Cavaliers and the Thunder. He's right. These stupid talk shows that all they want to talk about is the Lakers and the Warriors. Talk about their teams that are in first place.
I see no lies with that.
But yet
Most
again,
of what
look
Charles
who's
Barkley
getting
says is correct.
yeah, and yet again, look who's getting shoved down our throats.
Again.
So instead, we got to hear about LeBron's mad at Stephen A. Smith for talking about Bronny. Who cares?
Who cares? The truth is the truth. Bronny is not nor will be ready to play NBA basketball.
If his name was not James and he was not LeBron's son, he wouldn't be anywhere near an NBA roster.
No, he
No
would
one
not.
would give an absolute flying crap. But yet again, nepotism is real.
Absolutely.
And it's going to continue to be real, unfortunately. Jay Spivey joining us here on the program as he does every Monday, where we bring you the truth about everything that goes on in sports. And we're going to continue to do that. Thank you, Jay. Thanks for coming.
You're welcome. Thank you.
By the way, sub note, 36 million people watched 1998's Game 6 NBA Finals. LeBron will never see those numbers.
6/14/1998, the exact date. My buddy Bay says Bronny is the Carlton of basketball. No, he's worse. He's worse. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they're simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope y'all are too. Good grief. What an ending. Hope you enjoyed it. So long, everybody.
Oh, crying out loud.
Hey, LeBron James and Stephen A. Smith. Y'all are both some bitches.
Oh, for God's sake. You know what?
You're fired.
Bye.